Thank you, Sharon Chepchumba. The Raila Odinga Presidential Secretariat spokesman Makau Mutua has released the full list of lawyers who will represent the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party presidential candidate Raila Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua in the presidential petition. In a statement dated Wednesday, August 24th, Mutua stated that the battalion of lawyers will ensure Raila's petition to Supreme Court succeeds. Siaya Governor-elect Senior Counsel James Orengo will be the lead counsel for the team and will be assisted by Senior Counsel Feroz Norji, Senior Counsel Philip Murgor, and Senior Counsel Okongo Omageni. Bushebi Jr. with more.
Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party presidential candidate Raila Odinga has unveiled a battery of 42 lawyers to help him argue his case against President-elect William Ruto at the Supreme Court. The former Prime Minister has appointed senior lawyers in the country, readying for the fiercest battle at the Supreme Court, where he will be facing off with the Electoral Agency and Dr. Ruto's camps. Mr. Odinga has picked Siaya Governor-elect James Orengo as his lead counsel, the second time that the seasoned lawyer will lead the team on behalf of Mr. Odinga. In 2017, Mr. Orengo, a senior counsel, successfully argued for the nullification of the election of President Uhuru Kenyatta, the first in Africa and only the fourth in the world that such a decision was made.
About regulations 79 and 83, that there were no security features required on these forms?
It is not a requirement of the law.
It is not a requirement of the law?
No.
But did these forms have security features?
Yes.
So meaning if they had, they all should have?
Abundance of caution. The commission, out of abundance of caution,
yes,
are the ones who designed the security features.
Okay.
Yes. And my Lord, we have explanations. It's just that there wasn't enough time. Because when you scan a copy, you can actually lose some of the security features. But what I'm saying
Mr. Muta,
is that the forms 34... Yes.
Before you move.
Yes, my Lord.
How do you explain Nyali in that form? And the serial number, or lack of it?
Yes, there is no serial number, but that's admitted.
What does that mean?
If I had time, I would take instructions. But if you go to the next column...
You're making the assumption that the voter votes for whatever candidate it is they want.
Yes.
And when putting... And that's an assumption.
Yes.
When putting their ballot box in their ballot papers in the box.
Yes.
For the candidate they have voted for.
Yes.
They would put all 6?
No.
That's the only way.
Yes.
A stray ballot would arise. A stray ballot is one.
Yes.
Which is put in the wrong box.
Correct.
So even though it is correctly marked,
yes,
it is dropped in the wrong box.
Correct.
My question is this.
Yes.
Where a candidate, where a voter collects the 6 ballots.
Yes.
Because the assumption is we will be given all 6.
Yes, you're given all 6.
And you want to vote for only one candidate.
Yes.
Where do the other 5 ballot papers go? It's a very simple question.
That's what I answered, Your Ladyship. That the law, and I think the regulations actually make it quite clear, that even having been given the 6, and even with the color coding that the ballot boxes have, and the ballots themselves have, room is still created for what Your Ladyship correctly called the stray ballot, which is a correct ballot placed in the wrong box. Now, when you look at the regulations and you decide to do your ruling, you will find that those stray ballots are kept in a separate envelope by themselves, according to the rules. Yes.
Mr. Macharia?
Yes, my lord.
You are still not answering the question.
Yes.
You walk into a polling booth.
Yes.
You're given 6 ballot papers.
Yes.
So you decide, as you may decide,
Yes.
that you'll only vote for a presidential candidate.
Correct.
That leaves you with 5.
Yes.
Those 5
Yes.
are not stray.
No.
They are unused.
Yes.
You've been given 6,
Yes.
but you have elected to use only 1.
Yes.
That leaves you with 5.
Yes.
What we are asking,
Yes.
where do those 5 go? How are they accounted for? It's a simple question.
Oh, yes. And
They're not stray.
no, they're not stray.
They can only be stray if they have found themselves through in the wrong ballot box.
And that's the point.
So they're not stray. So you still remain with 5.
Yes.
Where do you put them? You carry them away?
No, 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 no.
How are they accounted for?
No, and that's the point I'm making. You vote. You vote for 1, and vote for the 2nd, and vote for the 3rd. You have 6. Yes.
Now, see, this is a
Yes, my lord. Please cut me wrong. There are these figures you said that were cast on the television screens.
Yes, ma'am.
What did you call them?
They have been referred to in my client's responses as statistics. In my submissions, I referred to them as data. But my lord, what I want you to carry away from my submission is that those figures were not the result, and they did not form the result.
What were they?
My lords, I have explained that prior to the decision, and the phrase I used was surgery. Prior to the surgery that was carried out by the Court of Appeal on Section 39, 2 and 3 of the Elections Act, those figures were what were referred to as provisional results. And what used to happen with provisional results is that they were sent electronically as text messages. And my client would then transmit, or the presiding officers and the presiding officers would then transmit, either electronically or in hard copy, they would transmit the physical Form 34A to the National Tally Center. And the National Tally Center would then confirm, once they received the physical Form 34A, that the results that had been received electronically...
So let's go to the polling station.
Yes.
You've completed Form 34A.
Yes, madam.
You've scanned it.
Yes.
The figures on Form 34A, you now manually enter them.
Yes.
Into the what?
Into the KIMS kit.
Yes.
Yes, madam.
What do you do with them?
You send them simultaneously.
Yeah.
Send them simultaneously to the National Tally Center and to the Constituency Tally Center.
Yeah.
And then, at the Constituency Tally Center, the first collation of the results is done. And the first collation is then sent as Form 34B to the National Tally Center. At the National Tally Center, the Form 34Bs are tallied from the 291 constituencies and a result declared.
So the ones which are entered manually are the ones which went to the screens?
The ones which were entered manually, my lord, are the ones which went to the screens, yes.
Okay.
But they were not the result, and they were not the result because of the decision of the Court of Appeal in Civil Appeal number 105 of 2017. They were provisional results. Sorry, what used to be, my lord, provisional results? There were no provisional results.
Our expert has instructed me that where it is indicated against the third respondent that there was no comment, that is incorrect. The correct position is that our representative was satisfied that the soft copy fulfilled the order. So as against the no comment, the correct position is that our representative was satisfied that a soft copy fulfilled the order. And equally at the bottom of that page, the same position holds true, that our representative has signed against the the schedule that the court, the registrar provided, that we were satisfied with the order. I turn to page 12.
I was not allowed to put a document. Mr. Ngatian is now giving evidence. Mr. Ngatian, my learned friend, is now giving evidence of what his experts have told him, and is not part of the report. I don't think he can be allowed to do that.
Perhaps let me repeat.
He can comment on it, but he cannot rebut the report on the basis of what he has been told, because that is not his duty as counsel to give evidence.
Let me repeat, maybe I wasn't clear to Malanet Senior. I say that there are annexures to this report. The annexure is a document that our representative has written, handwritten notes.
It's not here, my lord. We have a report which you have been given by the court. And that annexure must be a strange document, which we don't have.
No,
we don't have it.
Maybe the judge could indicate.
Maybe there's something happening somewhere.
It's too suspicious. Others in the lead team are Senior Counsel Firoz Norji, former Director of Public Prosecutions Philip Murgor, and Nyamira Senator Okongo Omogeni. The spokesperson Makau Mutua said, and I quote, "We are pleased that our presidential election petition has buoyed the spirit of Kenyans that justice will prevail and that they did not cast their ballots for Azimio in vain. We have assembled the best team of lawyers in Kenya. The team is led by lead counsel, Senior Counsel James Orengo, along with Senior Counsel Firoz Norji, Senior Counsel Philip Murgor, and Senior Counsel Okongo Omogeni." End of quote. The management of the case, which was filed on Monday, will be handled by Mr. Odinga's long-term legal advisor Paul Mwangi. Others who will be working with Mr. Mwangi are lawyers Jackson Awele, Julie Soweto, Velma Maumo, Professor Ben Sihanya, Fred Orego, Tom Masharia, and Makueni Senator-elect Dan Manzo. Below Mr. Orengo's team will be another even bigger one. This include Tony Moturi, Dr. Judy Olo, Celestine Opio, Arnold Oginga, Barbara Maloa, Ada Awiti, Justus Jura, Leonard Okanda, among many. Professor Mutua will lead a team of legal consultants that also include C.N. Kihara, Dr. Adams Olo, and Caesar Wanjau. In his petition, Mr. Odinga argues there was no outright winner as the turnout figures were manipulated and urges the Supreme Court to nullify the results. For a third successive election, the former Prime Minister has taken on the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC at the top court, seeking nullification of the presidential poll results declared by its chairman Wafula Chebukati. In their petition, Mr. Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua claimed that there was a plan which was hatched in March to manipulate the election results in Dr. Ruto's favor. Part of the manipulation Mr. Odinga and Ms. Karua hold is seen in a sample of 42 polling stations in Kiambu and Bomet counties, where physical forms differ from what was uploaded onto IEBC's portal. In the two counties, Dr. Ruto got significantly more votes in the forms uploaded on the IEBC portal compared to the physical documents, while Mr. Odinga's votes were significantly reduced. The Azimio duo alleged that Mr. Chebukati has bungled up a second successful presidential election and that he disregarded several election laws in declaring Dr. Ruto the president-elect. The Azimio team argues that the numbers Mr. Chebukati relied on in his declaration do not add up when tallied against the vote transmission forms. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Abu Dhabi Junior.